Hello everyone! Today I'd like to talk about one of the biggest mistakes English learners make when they want to sound fluent. This is something that many people do, but don't realize that it makes them sound less clear. By the way, if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thanks for tuning in. Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes that many non-native speakers of English make is that they try to speak like a machine gun. I mean, if you try to speak with the speed of light, you might think that you sound fluent, but what other people actually hear is,
Hi, my name is Daniela and I think I sound fluent in English, but the truth is that I sound as if I'm running for my life. So please don't be like me and for the love of God, slow down.
Let me first start with the misconception that leads to this mistake. And this misconception is that native English speakers speak super fast. Well, some do, but most don't. They just connect sounds in a way that makes the speech seem fast to non-native speakers who have difficulty understanding it. In short, this impression of fast speech is because of something called connected speech and vowel reductions. Connected speech means that sounds are connected in a way that they blend together, and sometimes you can't really pinpoint where a word starts and where it ends. For example, let's look at this sentence. You didn't have to call, you could have texted. A native speaker would never pronounce each word separately. They will probably say, you didn't have to call, you could have texted. See how I connected have to and made it sound like one word, have to? I did the same with could have to make it sound like coulda. This creates the impression that I speak faster than I actually do, and many speakers who haven't learned how to connect words together and reduce some syllables just try to speed up their speech. But speaking super fast without reducing and connecting anything can only confuse the listener's brain. For example, if I didn't connect the words and didn't reduce some of the vowels, but just try to say the same sentence fast, it would sound like you didn't have to call, you could have texted. Instead of you didn't have to call, you could have texted. Do you hear the difference? In addition to connecting the words together, I'm also reducing the length and changing a little the quality of the vowels that are not in stressed syllables. This is challenging for many speakers because they don't do it in their native languages and are not used to doing it in English either. For example, let's take the vowels in Spanish, a, e, I, o, and u. They're shorter than the vowels in English, so when native Spanish speakers speak in English, they might always use the same length and not stretch out or reduce them when needed. If you wonder how to reduce vowels, I suggest that you learn about the schwa sound. Most unstressed vowels in English are reduced to a schwa. It's the most relaxed sound in the English language and is pronounced as uh. For example, the first vowel in the word about is a schwa. It's not about, it's about. There are quite a few videos about the schwa sound, so you can Google it. I might go a little more in depth about it in one of my next videos. Honestly, mastering the schwa will change your whole perception of the English language, so I strongly suggest learning about it and practicing it if you want to work on your pronunciation. Right now, I'll just give you one example. Let's first look at the word complicated. Listen carefully to the first syllable. Complicated. It's not complicated, it's complicated. Complicated. The first syllable com is stressed and the vowel a, the same vowel as in the word father, is slightly elongated. But now let's look at the word compose, to compose something, right? Technically, if you look at the spelling, both words start with the same letters, C-O-M. But do you hear the difference when I say complicated and compose? They sound different. Do you hear how short the cum in compose is? This is because I'm reducing the vowel to a schwa. Again, if you're confused, look it up. I'm telling you the schwa will change your world. Now, imagine you want to say, I want to compose something complicated. But if you don't differentiate between the vowels in the first syllable in compose and complicated, but just pronounce it as o, it's going to sound like, I want to compose something complicated. I said it fast, but it sure doesn't sound natural in English. It should be, I want to compose something complicated. So learn about phonetics, work on your pronunciation, and then play with speed if you want. Let me clarify something though. When I say pronunciation, I don't mean accent. This is something different. While having good pronunciation is necessary for being understood, you don't have to change your accent if you don't want to. Your accent can reveal where you came from originally, and there is nothing wrong with that. I'll actually make another video about that because I have quite a few things to share from my own experience. On the other hand, having the right pronunciation will make you a more clear and confident speaker. If you don't know where to start, you can look for a pronunciation coach, or maybe you can first read about phonetics and phonology on your own. Also, try to listen to podcasts or watch videos in English, but without subtitles. And pay attention to individual sounds and the melody of the language. Again, if you realize that you don't notice any difference on your own, work with a pronunciation coach. They'll explain everything and let you know what to focus on. But please, 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 if you tend to speak fast, slow down and make sure you're pronouncing everything correctly. Then your listener or conversation partner won't get tired of constantly trying to catch up with what you're saying. Okay, friends, that's it for today. Please let me know in the comments if you have ever worked specifically on your pronunciation and what you did to improve it. Also, like this video if you found it helpful and don't forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.